Hello friends, this is Normal here for Technique, and today we're going to compare two budget smartphones, the Samsung Galaxy J2 with the Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime. So both these devices are almost in the same price category, the 7 to 8K price point, but they differ a lot in the specs. So we'll do a detailed comparison to decide which is a better device here. So before we go into the detailed comparison, let's first have a quick look at the specs. So the Samsung Galaxy J2 was recently announced, and this comes with a 4.7-inch QHD display. It's powered by a Exynos quad-core chipset with 1GB RAM and 8GB internal storage. Now this runs Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, and it also has a 5 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and a 2 megapixel front facing camera. Now this also comes with a 2000 milliampere battery, so that's the capacity of the Samsung Galaxy J2. Now moving on to the Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime. So this is an upgrade to the Redmi 2, which is really popular device. This again comes with a 4.7-inch HD display. It's powered by the Snapdragon 410 quad-core chipset with 2GB RAM and 16GB internal storage, and this runs Android 4.4 KitKat with a custom MIUI 6. Now this also comes with 2200 mAh battery, and it has an 8 megapixel rear camera with LED flash and a front facing 2 megapixel camera. So that was the spec aspect of these two devices. Now moving on to the detailed aspect. So first step, let's see the design and build quality. So now design wise, the Samsung Galaxy J2 does not offer anything new. You can see it looks very similar to any other Samsung phone. You can see the curved edges, the physical home button, two back buttons, the rear camera, the arrangement, everything looks very similar to any of the Samsung device, be the J5, the J7, even the J1, everything looks very similar. So nothing refreshing in the design. The build quality of the rear panel looks pretty good. Actually the plastic quality is much improved than what we saw on the J5. Overall it's a not a great device with a great design, but the build quality is pretty average. Now talking about the design and build of the Redmi 2 Prime, this is one of the good devices with a pretty decent design. You can see there is a chrome finish on the buttons, the camera, everything falls neatly into place, and it's pretty easy to hold as well. It's a pretty solid phone all around, and the build quality is also pretty good and much better than the Samsung Galaxy J2. So overall in the design and build quality, we would say the Redmi 2 Prime is better than the Samsung Galaxy J2. Now talking about the display. Now these two devices have the 4.7-inch display, but they differ in the resolution. The Samsung Galaxy J2 is just a QHD panel, that's 960 by 540 pixels, and the Redmi 2 Prime is an HD display, that's a 720p display. So the pixel density is much better on the Redmi 2 Prime, and this really shows up on the display. The only good thing about the J2 is that it's a Super AMOLED display, so colors are pretty vivid even though the display resolution isn't that great. And the touch response is also better on the Redmi 2 Prime, and the overall quality of the display looks better on the Redmi 2 Prime with this HD panel when compared to the QHD on the Samsung Galaxy J2. Now talking about the software and performance. So software wise, these two devices again differ here. The Samsung Galaxy J2 runs Android 5.1.1 Lollipop, that's the latest version, and this has this custom TouchWiz UI, and this does offer decent amount of features. You can see additional apps. We have the Smart Manager, which provides access to battery, storage, RAM, and also device security. So it's a decent UI in terms of the overall software experience. You can see you can customize the notification sender. It runs the latest version of OS, so that's another important aspect. So overall this is a decent UI in terms of the look and feel. There is decent amount of customizations in the form of themes. Now talking about the performance. So this device runs on a quad-core chipset that's from Exynos, and it has 1GB RAM. So decent performance it offers, but not really the best. The gaming experience was just decent, not really again the best, because it's a QHD display. And the overall performance when running too many apps, we did experience slight lag here and there, and not really desirable for heavy usage. So that was the software and performance of the Samsung Galaxy J2. Now talking about the Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime. This runs Android 4.4 KitKat. It's an outdated version, so it's not really the latest version. But then this has this MIUI 6, and you can see MIUI 6 is one of the heavily customized UI. You can see a lot of additional features it offers, and it does have a lot of customization options in the form of themes, widgets, wallpapers, lock screen, and a lot more. And this is one of the heavily customizable OS, the UI available for Android. Now talking about the performance, this runs on Snapdragon 64-bit 410 quad-core chipset with 2 GB RAM and 16 GB internal storage. So that's one advantage when compared to the J2, which just have 1 GB RAM and 8 GB internal storage. So here you can see that the performance is pretty good. It's spot on. It does have pretty good gaming experience as well. It has an HD display, so the overall gaming experience is also pretty good. So all in all, if you talk about the software aspect, we would say the Samsung Galaxy J2 offers the latest software. That's one advantage with the J2, while the performance, we would say the Redmi 2 Prime is better. Now the Redmi 2 Prime, even though does not have the latest software, it does perform really well because it has this MIUI 6, which is heavily customizable. Now both these devices have 4G LTE support, and you can use the 4G SIM cards in India, so that's one good area for both these devices. Now storage wise, again we would say the Redmi 2 Prime is obvious winner because it has 16 gigs of internal storage, while the J2 offers just 8 gigs of internal storage. Now let's move on to the camera. So both these devices have different camera specs. I can see this Samsung Galaxy J2 has a 5 megapixel camera with LED flash, and this Redmi 2 Prime has an 8 megapixel rear camera with LED flash. Now both these devices have 2 megapixel front camera. Now talking about the interface, both these devices have pretty good interface. We would say the J2 offers good amount of features. We have the Pro mode, there's panorama, continuous shot, but sadly HDR is missing. Now talking about the interface of the Redmi 2 Prime, this is really useful interface. You definitely get a lot of options. You can see the manual mode is again there. We have scene mode, timer, panorama, HDR also included. It can record videos in full 1080p full HD video recording. That's not supported on the J2. And you can also see the interface is feature rich on both these devices. Now talking about the camera performance, this is where the Redmi 2 Prime definitely is better than the J2. The camera performance is really good with the 8 megapixel shooter. The colors look really vivid and pretty sharp as well. But the J2 is one of those phones which does not have really great camera. The 5 megapixel camera isn't really a capable shooter and ends up with poor quality photos, especially with the color reproduction. So all in all, we would say in the camera aspect, the Redmi 2 Prime with the 8 megapixel rear camera and a front 2 megapixel camera is a clear winner, both in terms of the photo and video quality. Now talking about the battery life, both these devices have a pretty decent amount of battery life. The J2 has a 2000 mAh power battery, while the Redmi 2 Prime offers 2200 mAh battery. Now battery performance is almost similar on both these devices. You can get one day of usage if you're an average user. You can easily squeeze in a day with casual calls, social networking, gaming, taking a few photos. So you can get at least one day of usage with both these devices. So in the battery performance, we would say none of them is a real great performer, but both of these devices do offer decent amount of battery life. Now the important aspect, the pricing. The Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime is priced 699 and available online on Snapdeal, Flipkart and Amazon, while the Samsung Galaxy J2 is priced 8499. That's almost 1.5k additional on top of the Redmi 2 pricing. So does the J2 offer additional features when compared to Redmi 2 Prime at this price? Definitely no, because spec wise the J2 is far behind the Redmi 2 Prime. It's only the software version, that's the Android 5.1 lollipop, that's where the J2 wins over the Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime. Rest all aspects, we would say the clear winner is the Redmi 2 Prime at 6999. So that was a detailed comparison of the Samsung Galaxy J2 with the Xiaomi Redmi 2 Prime. So hope you like this video. Don't forget to hit the like button and also subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.